Hi everyone, this is a new thing for this channel and for me personally. I thought I'd start doing developer logs, and so this will be the first one in hopefully a long running series. I wouldn't say they'll be super regular, there'll be more. I'll do them when I've made some significant progress. And I'd just like to say thank you to all the feedback and the comments we've been getting on the videos. We really appreciate it, and I try to kind of engage with you all as well. So before we start looking at the game and things that have been done, I just want to give a bit of background because I don't think I've ever really explained what Posh Toffee Games is. It's actually a two-man team, so it's me and my brother. Due to some recent events, I'm primarily working on this title on my own. I've been getting, some assets off the Unity asset store and integrating them, for example, just because I don't have the resources to make everything myself. I've just thought I'd explain that to kind of temper some expectations. We get quite a lot of comments asking for, can you add this and add that, and I will try my best to fulfill these requests. But I've also got a full-time job, so I'm working on this in lunches, before work, after work, and at weekends. We aren't, a 1,000-person team with millions in the bank. Quite the opposite, actually, in a way. But, we have released lots of titles in the past, so you don't have to worry about this not coming to fruition or anything like that. I'm really good at getting projects out the door. So with all that said, I thought I will show off some of the levels. So this is mission 1. This is going to be the level that introduces you to the game. This all might be reworked. All the level designs are still kind of liquid. I've just been trying to, the way I work, it's kind of a bit erratic. I just like to get things down. So I've got a baseline to work on. We do have a narrative coming. I've actually got a friend helping me. He's done literature and narratives at university, so he's got a good background in writing narratives. And this will be, I'm quite excited, this will be the first game with a fully fledged story. So that's coming. So I'm not pinning things down in the level designs. I'm just trying to get a broad kind of approximation for when that story is finished. I'll just show you around this map. I've uploaded a video of it being played, so all of these people that are just stood up there, they won't look like that. I have tried to step it up on the level design front to make some more detailed areas. This level, I've put quite a lot of effort into it. Sorry if you hear some weird noises in the background. I've got a puppy running around. She's a bit hyper at the minute. But you can see kind of this level from a top-down perspective. This is where we're going to introduce the game, and you've got your typical tutorial area. I'm going to try and make sure that it's skippable. I know sometimes that can be a bit of a drag, and it's not going to last forever, but we're going to have a little shooting range area. We're going to have driving mechanics, and there's going to be something else in the tutorial that's going to be a big mechanic in the game that I'll hint towards, but I'm not going to go into it completely. So I'll actually play the scene just to give you a bit of a look around how it's looking in game at the moment. So something I haven't mentioned is we're going to try and get this game onto Steam Early Access this time. Previously, out of like the 20 games that Posh Toffee Games has released, they've all been on mobile. They've all been quite small projects. This one, it's different. We're putting a lot of effort into it. I want to make a PC version of it as well as a mobile version. Sorry, one second, I've got a little bug here. So once it's a bit nearer the time when it's getting more complete, I'm hoping to have 3 levels in a state of full completion as well as what we're going to have is like a museum for some more of the historical elements in the main menu, so you can look through and find find secrets in game that will then unlock areas in the museum. So we're looking at having 3 levels fully completed, kind of a vertical slice of gameplay. 3 levels, the museum, there'll be kind of a prologue scene as well, and at that point I'd like to get it on Steam Early Access. I'm not kidding myself, this isn't going to go up as a full price game. I think I'd like to price it at around £10. It's not going to be, you know, I think I'd be quite generous on myself if I was going to say it'd be a AAA experience. I just don't have the resources or the team for that. It's definitely going to be more of an indie style title. A lot of the graphic settings at the minute are tuned for mobile, so don't worry too much if there's a lot of pop-in and if things aren't looking quite perfect. I'm switching between PC and Android builds at the minute, so I'm hoping to get it on early access once it's complete to a level that I'm happy with, and hopefully then that can help kind of fuel further development and help us with those resources that we require. This is how far complete with kind of the shooting range bit I am. Sorry if that gun's a bit loud. You saw a bit of the explosion there. I am running this on my laptop and I think it's using the Intel graphics. So if you see hitches like that, don't worry too much. It's really running on quite a poor graphics card. And hopefully you've all seen the other videos kind of showing off the physics and things. Just show a fire system here. I wonder if I push that stick into the other one it's supposed to set on fire. Just give me 1 second. So the fire does actually spread between objects. I might have to manually push this a little bit closer because that explosion actually pushed it out of the way. So that should be touching and spread now. There we go. There's always some bugs. So you can see how the fire spreads. We've uploaded physics videos previously. You can see we've got it affecting the bricks. The physics aren't really affecting the boxes yet because I've got this glitch where the fire stays in place, but you can see kind of it's a big step up from our previous titles. The visuals of this game, obviously nothing's final, it's in very early stages at the minute. I wouldn't even say alpha yet, so I'll show you off another scene as well. Let's have a look at mission 2. I just thought it'd be interesting as well for everyone to get kind of a look at the levels from a top-down perspective. So this is our second mission. This one took a little while to make and get kind of laid out. That water did look a lot better, but it was tanking the frame rate on my laptop in the editor view, which was a bit of a problem. We've got kind of a little crashed airplane situation going on over here. We're hoping to have some secrets that will then link to that museum area, as well as inside these houses. Going to have little things hidden around. And I'll just show you some more. We're going to have some kind of physics puzzles as well. This is a very primitive one at the moment that will be kind of updated, and this is kind of the layout that we've got so far for the level. It's not final and there'll be extra bits added in. I'm looking at adding some kind of some more events to flesh it out. At the minute I'm just at the kind of environmental design stage, but I can show you a little something with kind of running around, and I've placed a vehicle you can get into. Just with the maps being a bit larger, I thought it was quite nice to have vehicles you can enter. The field of view, or the view distance, sorry, I can alter that because it's a bit low for the phones. I just pop that up. So you can see this is another environment that I spent quite a while on. It's not complete. This water did look a lot nicer. I had to drop that down, like I said, because it was tanking the frame rate in the editor view. Ignore that big pause button at the top as well. That was for the mobile interface, but that's going to get overhauled. And these are quite nice as well. These are flocks of birds. They're kind of controlled by AI. That was off the asset store as well. Really cool guy managed to make this whole system. And I just thought it helped bring the world to life a little bit. But I don't think I've done a full walkthrough of this level since I've done quite a lot of work on it. The player doesn't have any kind of, head bob or any animations yet really. They're all in the works. I'm going to start doing that. I think that's going to be quite time consuming, but it'll be worth it in the end. And you can go through kind of the fuselage here, and down here will be some kind of, unlockable, some secrets. The way we're going to do combat is going to be quite interesting in this game, but that's linked to that's one of the features I'm not ready to show off yet. That's something I've got to work on. It's all in the level design documents. I just haven't integrated that yet. So you can see we've got kind of this little town here. I will show you this. I've been working on getting the houses to be kind of flammable. They're not destructible yet. Hopefully I can add that in. But you'll see if I blow this up. I've been working on getting the fire to spread completely throughout the house. And in the end game, obviously this will deal damage. It doesn't at the moment, but that is a lot of collider work, because it works off box colliders. I couldn't just use a mesh collider on that. Eventually I want to get it to kind of spread to the grass a little bit, so it's a bit Far Cry-y. But I'll just show you off the getting in a car here. So we are going to have a Jeep. This car in this scene is just going to kind of be treated as a little tease for what's to come basically in the next level. I was going to have the car be low on fuel, or maybe the engine sputters out or something. But for now, I'll just use it to kind of show off the level a bit. The physics on it are a little bit dodgy at times at the moment. If I crash it too hard, I will flip around the map like a madman. At the moment I'll just use it to show off the environment that we've got going on. So one thing I would like to ask, if anyone's still watching, is any kind of comments at the bottom for suggestions for puzzles. We do have the ability to pick up and move crates and drop them. Objects float on water. We've got the fire physics. This was just a very basic puzzle that I came up with just one afternoon. Just trying to think of a way to spice up the levels a little bit. I'll show off a bit of the physics shortly with the grabbing and throwing. But any ideas to kind of help me come up with some nice puzzle ideas and things like that, because this game is a bit inspired. It's kind of inspired by Far Cry, inspired by Half-Life 2 with the puzzles, etc. And obviously inspired by a past body of work. So you can go that way as well. It's not very done, that next area down there. But here's just a sneak peek at mission 2. I'm sorry it's going to be quite erratic. I haven't created a script for this video. It's more just if you want to watch and maybe pick up some things that we're working on. Then you can figure out what I'm babbling about and work it out. These shadows are actually being cast by these dynamic clouds up here, so you'll see shadows kind of moving across the map. It seems quite dark at the moment. I wonder if I can look over the fence. Now you can see a bit of patch of light coming towards us here, so it's a break in the cloud cover. And I've really tried to step it up with detail as well in this game. Oh, these are destructible too. I just thought I would show that off. And while I'm at it, I'll give you a sneak peek at mission 3 as well. So these are all just in the level design phase. There isn't any enemies placed, any events or anything. It's more just I'm doing the kind of the level design plans at the moment. I work in a weird way where I like to just get my kind of start creating my game, get my maps planned out, and then I flesh it out from there. So I'm actually starting up at the top here, but one of the things, I don't think there's any fall damage. Let me just jump off here. Yep, no fall damage. So one of the other features I've got is rope climbing. It doesn't always work. It's going to have this be kind of a lever or something that you shoot to drop the rope, but at the minute it's just a big white box. And you see, so that's lowering this rope here. Hoping to get in a bit more, you know, maybe these ropes can be used because they are fully physics based. I haven't quite figured out getting off at the top, so it's a bit glitchy at the minute. So if you just give me a second. But you can see the climbing up and down, it works. This will be animated in the final game. Let me just help myself here. So I might have to create some kind of animation just for dismounting at the top. There we go. And this is where I have got the Jeep working with the driving system. So I released a video of this not too long ago just to show it off. So if I get in this Jeep here, I haven't altered the view distance, but you get the picture. So this level is going to be a bit more open world, kind of some interactive elements, secrets planted around, some combat zones, such as in there. We don't have a player model in the driver's seat just yet, that will come. So you can jump out of the car and get on with you know, shooting and blowing things up. This was an idea I had for a secret, so you can actually hide something back here in these rocks and you've got to kind of blow through a wall. Just thinking of ways to use these kind of physics-based walls here. So then obviously you can get into this area. I might use this in a different capacity later on. You can actually as well, this will glitch the game out, but let's see if this works. Whoa, there we go, that glitched out a lot. You can also crash into walls and things like that. So I've actually flipped my Jeep just there, which isn't the best. And the view distance is quite low here. Let me just up here, it's not giving the best kind of example of this map. So there's going to be the opposite kind of rope climb here. Where you kind of use it to get down instead of going up. Oh, I'm not flying off it. And then this is a little bit of a linear bit. I'm hoping to have some branching paths coming off here. But I'll just show you the rest of it in the scene view of what we've got going on. Oh, that's the start of the map. So we've got quite a big map here. That's why the vehicles are going to be quite integral, and we're going to have kind of objectives to navigate around this environment to complete. This was a big jump that kind of added. I thought that would be cool. Maybe some secrets on the other side. But this level's still in that design phase. And lastly, I'll just show you some of the stuff we've got going on in our sample scene. This one is a giant mess, so don't judge it by, you know, the inspector or anything like that. This is, well, it's called the sample scene because we just left it as its default name, but it's more like the test scene. So if I just play this. And some other things. So this was a puzzle idea, very basic. If you've got to cross some water, you can kind of shoot some boxes down and then you can bunny hop across them. You can also pick things up by pressing the F key and drop them. And then you can see you can just walk across it like a little bridge. So these are some rocks that I've been working on getting to be destructible. See, that would be interesting if you're taking cover from fire. Same as we've got these destructible pillars in this scene. And then we have lots and lots of crates. You can see here's where we're testing the floating stuff. I think these might start hopping around crazy. Yeah, there we go. It's not perfectly down just yet. Some kind of physicsy seesaws. And an example of the fire spreading. Oh, and a giant glitch. I don't know. That explosion was very aggressive. You can see the fire spreading here. So this is just where I go to play with the physics systems. Test how it's working. That's going to be hard to shoot. There we go. See, we can have some quite bombastic scenes going on, and everything's on fire, and my laptop will probably set on fire as well in a second. But that's as much as I've got to show you in this first developer log. I'll also mention the narrative. I kind of suggested that there's a story being written, and there is, and I'm quite lucky that my dad's an artist, so he's offered to kind of draw up some comic book style story panels. So that'll be how this story is going to be delivered. Hopefully I'll have more of that to show you in some future development logs. But thank you all for your support, and thank you for your comments. Like I said, if anyone has any awesome physics ideas, because I've got the tools in here, it's just thinking of ways to apply it in an interesting and fun way, please post it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next development log. I don't know when that will be. It'll be when I've got some significant progress to show. Hopefully it won't be too long, but I'll see you all next time, and thank you for watching.